Hey, beautiful people. So tonight I'm going to get into my first story time. Usually I do wig reviews. I'm going to still do some of those when I do pop in and I decide to do wig reviews. But tonight is different. I'm going to start my first story time. This is going to be a segment off of my messy ex-friends story times. So people know who your friends are and know when to let go of people when they give you every sign that they do not like you. Some said I had every sign, and it's partly my fault for not cutting them off when I had, noticed that I kind of felt funny about them. It's my fault. Part of maturity is now I just hit the block button. If they can shade, block them. If you feel like it's shade, block them. If they say something that comes across you as wrong, block them. Don't give people a chance to explain in cases when they cross lines, okay? Because there are cases where people cross lines and we make excuses for them. Your attachment to them is not worth shit to them. You're attached, not them. Remember that. So starting off with my story, I did write a tweet. I took a shot going after my ex's cousin because she wrote some racially discriminative things about me. She said things about me that offended me, about my appearance, said how pretty I think I am. So I wrote a comment, and I talked about people not being used to things, and I'm going to say this. You cannot agree with me, you cannot like me, but the truth of the matter is, if you're out there flashing and showing what you have to people you're not used to, because the thing is, someone who's used to it values it most likely. They value it. They don't want you to know what they have. They're not going to tell you because they don't want it taken away from them. People who aren't used to it, when they get something that they're not used to having, girl, I got this. I got it. Look at the strippers who don't have. And I'm not insulting all strippers, because I know some bad bitches. But I know some strippers that'll keep it to themselves. You'll never know if they were a stripper. They ain't told they family. They ain't never. I'm not talking about me now. But I might have had a fine, sexy friend that might have been in a rapper's video. She is the prettiest caramel black girl I've ever seen in my life. But we're going to get out of that. This is not about her, but that's just the point. The point is, though, she doesn't put her business out there like that. And I didn't even say her name, so you'll never know who she is, and I'll never tell. I just gave an example of the baddest caramel princess I've ever met in my life. Okay, so, yeah, generally, and the thing is, I'm going to say this. I can use me an example. I could have won a couple lawsuits and be sitting on something, and I'll never tell because I don't need people in my business, and I don't need people coming to me like this. All I gotta say is there's a lady who I know that won $40 million, told people her business, and all of a sudden people who didn't even deal with her at work, all of a sudden were, girl, people who disrespected her wanted so much to do with her because she told the wrong person her business. That lady ain't me because I never tell a soul shit. Okay, so, and this is actually, part of this actually relates, so back to what I'm saying. So those were just examples. Person who has something to lose doesn't want it taken away from them. They're not gonna be letting everybody know they stunting. All that shit that the rappers and stuff say, that's a punchline for money. Okay, that's a punchline for money. What's really going on in their life, though, you'll never know. And that's the point. Certain secrets should be kept for certain reasons. But dumb people don't get that. So, this ignoramus, I wrote some tweets going at my ex's cousin. I think we might have still been dating at the time. Whatever the case is, she deleted what she said, but I screenshotted them beforehand because I guess once he called her, she ignored the phone call, and then she didn't call him back until an hour later because he told me She didn't call him back until an hour later. And when he got on the phone with me, that's when I found out he talked to her. She called herself trying to delete it and had already had proof of what she had said about me. Showed him what she said. He called her back, got in her ass. And he told her whatever it was, she better had squashed it. Because she said some very prejudiced and discriminative things about me and my, physical identity with how I look. Okay, I can't help how I look. You got a problem. Tell my mother to unfuck my father. I can't do shit about her. Or better yet, you tell your mother to go unfuck your father and fuck somebody who looks better. If you don't like how you look. Just saying. So, long story short, one of the fake friends was more aggressive than the other. These two girls are sisters. They're adopted. One of them is adopted, sorry. Fake friend she would always go and reply on every status. And this is the type of situation when, the situation pertains to them. When they gotta be insulted. Because the thing is, in this world as women, there's a lot of women that irritate other women. We write things that are about one person and we have no fucking clue that this other person, sorry YouTube, this other person has envy or hatred towards us. So that's why when people are like, oh, why does this person dislike you? How about you ask her? For women, you don't have to necessarily, you could just walk outside and this woman's the first time she's ever seen you in her life and she's decided she doesn't like you. It's the unfriendly cash registrar lady. She doesn't like you. Okay, some women know how to get the bucket kicked and they'll be like, oh, I didn't do this to her. This person just went psycho and cursed me out and called the police on me for nothing. Don't be careful of women like that because those are the same type of women that will say that as a man that a man hit them and they don't know that, they don't know why that man hit them. Sometimes the man don't even hit them. They just want things their way, so they sending that innocent person to jail because they want things their way. And that's exactly what this person did. Now, I didn't touch her, though. So, we went from, and I'm going to say this, jealousy. This was jealousy because this person mentioned where I lived at and tried to turn that against me when this person lived on a side of town where there's a lot of bad activity. And we know what I mean by bad activity. It's not a good neighborhood. If you can avoid that side of town and, you've lived differently, avoid it. Avoid it unless you think you can deal with it. It's just very dangerous over there. So, this person mentioned where I lived on Twitter, talked about how I'm middle class and how I think I'm upper middle class. And I told her, I said, you don't know what I am. And this person got offended because I told them, I said, you're mad. And I mentioned, I'm not going to lie, I said, you're upset because of your living situation. You're upset because you're on Section 8. That's not my fault. And I said it. I'm blunt. I'm very blunt about what I say if a person tries to attack me for, whatever it is that they don't like about themselves. Because that's all that was. Competition, low-key hate. This person wanted me to know that she has a car. And it's just like, could have a car. She wanted people to know that my parents gave me what I wanted. But when you're a college student, usually your parents do help you. If they can afford to, usually they do. That's how I was raised. And those are the type of people I was raised around with my other relatives or siblings and stuff. So I don't understand, see, people have a bad habit of throwing their hang-ups and burdens off on someone else and using that against them because their life is not what they'd want it to be. So, this individual called me, tweeted me multiple times. It even got to a point where the disagreements escalated. And even I said some things that I probably shouldn't have said. I didn't threaten anybody, but I basically let her know because she was calling me names. I said, you monkey. You don't like yourself. You don't like yourself. And I even told her, I said, you're going to come out here and beat my ass and come where the racist people don't want you. Now, she took it and said, this bitch thinks she's white. And I said, you don't like yourself because you're an N-word. I sure did say it. But again, black blood runs through my veins. So really, it doesn't make anybody look good to call any of those names. It doesn't make me look good to call her an N-word. Doesn't make me look good to call her a monkey. It doesn't make her look good to say I think I'm a white B-word. It doesn't, because that's what she said to me. I'm the type of person, I'm a tooth and nail person, or was back then. Now I'll just block you. I'll say, I'm not going to go back and forth. We'll have one disagreement. I'll say what I have to say, and I'm done with it, and I block you, and I don't want to talk to you ever again. I don't want to go backwards and forth with anybody anymore. Quite frankly, I've got too much of brain power to lose than to waste my time on that type of stupid shit. That was a part of young and immaturity, even going back and forth with her or her sister. So, but it did eventually escalate to threats. Now, she even made fun and said, oh, I'm going to call the police. I'm not call the police. She's going to call the police. Let me stop. Ha, 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 ha. She kept contacting me, kept texting me, kept saying what she wanted about me, and I asked for the contact to stop. I asked for her to mention to me to stop. I asked her, was she threatening me since she subtweeted? She said yes and thought it was funny. She kept contacting me multiple times after the police said not to. Kept texting me through that app because she thought she could get away with it, and then admitting it publicly over Twitter and Facebook like it was a joke. And when she actually went to court, turned it around and said it was my fault. She lied to people. I did try to tell people I thought were friends and acquaintances, but they were with that bullshit. So. And some men ran on it, but I'll tell you this. It was also my fault because of what happened, because I saw that one of the sisters, even though I consider to be closer to her, I saw how she was talking to another mutual friend who's I met through her. She tried to call her a pedophile. And I just thought, I wanted to ask her, well, not even ask her, I wanted to talk to her so bad and tell her, but it's just like, I don't want to cause any drama. Because that just didn't seem like the type of person she was. I don't think this girl is a pedophile. Matter of fact, the boy she was dating after her ex that I like had like a short-lived friendship with, like, I just don't see it being her. I believe the guy actually was maybe in his mid-30s, I think, that she went to. But that other bullshit was just bullshit, and it was wrong. And I should have spoken to her. I should have told her. Because the thing is, if somebody's a pedophile, why would you go right back and be friends with them? Because that's what this girl did. One of the sisters. Not the sister that was the ringleader that threatened me. The other sister. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys signs other than what I told you, because I only mentioned one thing about her always hopping on my statuses and trying to, like, tell me what to do or talk shit to me and talk down to me. First off, that right there should have been a go right there to cut that person off. Okay, stuff like that is unacceptable, okay? Nobody should try to talk to you, chastise you, and if they're getting irritated with you because you're making points that they don't like, and they're getting that mad, they're guilty, and they're not as confident as you are in some things too, when you're confident. Okay, so the main sister wanted to threaten me. If she came out and hung with me and her sister like 2 times, and she wouldn't want to speak to me. She would sit there. She'd be quiet. So she's like, if you knew she was coming around me, you don't want to talk to me. That's your problem. That's on you. You know, and that's the whole thing. But why would you come out knowing I was going to be there and you don't want to speak or socialize? So the fact that her face was, but she knew she was coming with me, that means she didn't want to look me in my face. She didn't want to be around me. And that's her fault because she's a grown woman. So, other things that happened, like I mentioned the statuses. Now her sister, on the other hand, I mentioned my ex, and her sister was bad at telling me what to do about her ex. My ex, sorry, not her ex, sorry. I had an ex who did some drugs, and he started to look really bad, and I mentioned his name. I was telling people why I didn't want to be around him anymore, And she yelled at me about that. Bitch, that's my ex. You wouldn't have known him if that wasn't for me. Who the hell are you to talk to me like that? And if I was smarter and had more sense, I would have like been done with her right then and there. Because the people I were with were not gossipers, and they don't carry people's business. And they didn't even know him or anyone else around him to carry his business. They knew that I was in love with him. We had been together a while, on and off, and always come back and be together for a couple years, then on and off. They had known it. So they were like, is this person gone? Are you done? And this broad snapped on me and told me I shouldn't tell his business. But I think abusing drug substance is a good reason to cut somebody off. If that's not a lifestyle that you're interested in and you want around you, I think that's a very good reason to cut somebody off. And that's literally all I said. I said, I can't deal with it anymore. She yelled at me and put her fingers in my face, the other sister. Not the one who threatened me, the other one. You don't tell people's business. That's none of your business. But that's my ex. I cut him off permanently because of that. What's the problem? That's my business. I remember when he called himself, he was breaking up with me because he was going to go be with who he wanted to be with. I told her about 10 months later that he called me back and asked to get back with me. And I actually found out this brazen broad lied to me too. So he called me saying he wanted to get back together and that he missed me. And she goes, oh, well, he has a new girlfriend. And she's like really pretty too. Okay, whoever's coming up here, go back downstairs. I don't have time for you. Younger siblings, you guys. So whatever the case is, I basically told her, I was like, hey, because I didn't get that she wasn't my friend. Yeah, he contacted me. He was asking to get back together and asking if we could start over and all this other stuff. And she's like, what? Are you sure? Because he has a new girlfriend and she's really pretty. First off, only a basic broad thinks that pretty is a mean or a factor of why men get back with you. Men don't care about you with your pretty. And I'm not saying he might have sincerely wanted me back. I don't know what his intentions were. Maybe to waste my time, but any man. Why any man is attracted to a woman, it's not about beautiful. Beautiful can be a physical, sexual thing, but most men, that's why some men will get an ugly woman or more out of shape woman. It's about what you provide here. None of that other shit matters. And that's why these other women who think, oh, I'm going to call her a hoe and nobody want her. A real man doesn't care about that. That's not important to him. See, that calling a girl a hoe shit is for men who are low-key gay who really got motivations to sleep with these other men in these little areas. Or men who are little boys and don't have any real goals. I'm not saying everybody's gay, but I'm going to tell you this. Some of the boys who bullied me, because the young lady who threatened me, the sister that threatened me, she went with the rumor that other people talked about. Come to find out later, the boys that were bullying me and calling me names were gay. Saw them all at pride parades. They were low-key. I just so happened to be working downtown that year at the boutique by Belmont. And I ran into a few of them, and they were very embarrassed to see that someone saw them when they've got certain lives. Now, I'm not going to say who they are because no matter what they did to me in the past, it was wrong, but I shouldn't put somebody out there like that. And I'm a bigger person than that. You don't do that to people. That's wrong. Seriously. She actually tried to do that to me too. She called herself, she was going to put me out there to my mother about what my sexuality is. For somebody who is gay to put somebody else that's gay out there or bisexual, you are freaking wrong. You're a fucked up individual. And it's disgusting. Okay? She knew that with my family's religion being what it was, because back then I was curious. I'm not going to lie. I was curious. So, but to put somebody out there that's going through that phase of their life, questioning, or that is gay, you are fucking wrong. So I'm willing to put it behind me what other people have done to me. Doesn't matter. It's not going to change anything to be petty with people who did shit to you. It's not. It will never fix anything. It won't, I don't know what it does for other people to put other people on blast, but it does nothing for me. I feel like people who want to put people on blast, they spend all their time and energy hoping at this person to hurt this person and to make this person feel like, oh my God, I want to kill myself. Actually, she told me I should die, I should kill myself. Actually, in those text messages. She did. She surely fucking did. Told me I should kill myself. Wicked people, man. Wicked people. But, yeah. Even before then, the sister that threatened me, before then, she, basically, she would text me, pretending to be somebody else, cyber stalking me or cyber bullying me, and she would harass me, talk about who I'm with, taunt me, and yeah, I didn't find out until after I took her to court that it was her, because I got curious and I traced the number, had the numbers traced, and it was all her. This whole time before we ever got into a disagreement. She even admitted it in court that she'd been wanting to say something to me and didn't really want to be my friend. Yep. So that's how crazy people are. But that other young lady with the situation with my ex, like anytime I talk about my ex contacting me and coming back into my life or trying to be with me, she'd be mad. So, but later on down the line, he told me that he slept with her and her sister on different occasions. That neither of them were really either my friends. Like, he came out and told me. You know, so that's the fucked up part. She denied it, but I don't think he would throw that in my face just to, you know. What does he have to lose if I'm not dealing with him anymore? Come on now. But, yeah. So, yeah. The young lady who threatened me threw in my face rumors that were spread about me in high school. And I'm going to say this. For you women, because some of you grown women are still grown and going to work with this bullshit. Or you're going to college. I just got out of college a year and a half ago. And here people are still, even then, were still trying to spread rumors. People who didn't know me. You people are the lowest on the totem pole. You need to fix yourself instead of attacking and harassing other women. Fix yourself. Don't try to lower anybody else, because to be honest, the only people that are going to listen to you are people who have something to hide themselves. People who, you know, people who really aren't about shit. People who are really about something in life and who are raised right, they don't care. They don't have time for this. So, you know, and that's the whole thing. But yeah. So fast forwarding. Me and the two sisters ended up in court. One wanted to tell the truth and admit what happened. The other one shrugged the other one, like literally shrugged her and told her to fight it. Just like that. And the judge kind of looked at her. They thought coming in looking poor and dressing like they didn't have anything was going to get them sympathy. And that doesn't work in court anymore. That may be used to in the 90s. But that's over. That doesn't work anymore. So coming in looking poor, it doesn't get sympathy from the judge. They know that you're trying to get sympathy, and that will turn the judge off, and the judge will immediately be like, you came before me and you chose to not look professional nor presentable. So the judge had already looked over everything and seen everything, so she knew the young lady was lying. She tried to hide it, tried to pretend, and her excuse now her original reason for threatening me was because I called her a coward about a tweet. Now I'm going to tell you what she said. Her and her sister spread a rumor about a tweet, or were tweeting stuff about me. And because they were lying and tweeting that bullcrap, men were stalking me on Twitter. They're so stupid, that's another thing. when you call a woman that name, that doesn't necessarily mean that man will dislike her, will judge her all the time. Some men are going to try to see if it's true and try to see if they can get a piece of it. You know, that's why you can't really necessarily listen to men when they say, oh, yeah, she's a hoe. Men will quickly say, she's a hoe, she's looking at me, she's this, she's that, and they'll still go mess with that person. That's why you can't take that seriously. If I had $1 for every time one of my guy friends told me somebody was a hoe or had slut mentality and they went and got with her and wanted to make excuses, and I'm just like, you just didn't think you could get with her. That's why you spread rumors about her. There are so many different bullshit ass reasons why men will say things and contradict themselves. It's not even funny. I've had plenty of men to say I was a bitch or stuck up acting, and still they thought they could talk to me. They tried their shots and they got shot down. They were even more angry. So you never know with men. Some men, not all men. But back to the court case. But whatever the case is, she lied to the judge, and the judge already saw the screenshot. And she lied to the judge and said she threatened to fight me and was stalking me because her sister. But the judge knew that she had already, before she threatened me, she was already letting me know. She's observed me on multiple occasions. She was like, her question to the judge is, how's that stalking? And she asked me the same thing before we went to court. How's that stalking if I seen you? Because if we're supposed to be cool, you text me to harass me, bitch. Why couldn't you text me to say, hey, bitch, I saw you here. You were going to school. Oh, I saw you get on the bus. I saw you doing this. So that tells me that person watched me multiple times. She told me, I see you up and down 95th lacking. All the time. I'm going to find you and I'm going to beat your ass, right? So you were already planning to do something to me. This situation with your sister was just an excuse to get involved because you already wanted to go for me. All the Facebook disagreements, all the fishing for issues, that was just what she needed to go for the gusto because she didn't like me to begin with. And people in this world kill me when they know they don't like a person. Why can't you just block that person? Why can't you just leave that person's life instead of trying to fight them? Accept that your life is your life. Your life is different. If you don't like your life, don't sit there and try to get in somebody else's business, start some drama within their household, start some drama with them. Don't try to turn around things on them that you've talked to them about. If you don't feel like you're no longer friends, or if you never were their friend and really just wanted to know their business, because a lot of bitches do that. A lot of bitches only befriend you and are nice to you because they want to know your business, because you can't be better than them. I gotta find a reason. I gotta find a flaw, because people will shout out what they think is a failure to you, what they think can shame you. As I've gotten older, because believe me, she tried it too again a few years ago. As I've gotten older, I realized nobody can shame me. You can call me a whore, you can call me a slut, you can tell me what people said about me, but really these people don't know me. I've never hung around them. All they know is what some bitch who didn't like me said about me. All they know, and actually, one of the boys who helped spread the rumors, I caught him in a Kingdom Hall because he's a Jehovah's Witness. Then I bust him out. I should have went to the elders and got him this fellowship, but I didn't. I did what I was supposed to, advised to, by somebody who was in the right with the congregation, and I talked to him. He denied knowing what I was talking about, but he did it. He knew what he did. If he didn't do anything wrong and didn't have anything to lose within the congregation, he wouldn't have denied it. And believe it, I've actually seen a lot of people be either students of Jehovah's Witness or be baptized within the congregation already that are out there with the world harassing and causing trouble. So they know better. But these are people who claim to have godly devotion. I don't even want to hear it no more. So that's the whole thing. There's nothing at this point. You can call me that name, but let's be real. You don't know me. You're just trying to fish for what you think would hurt me. Only you give a shit because you're the type of person to sit there, ha ha, because it makes you feel better because you're focused on material. You're focused on looks. You're focused on what you think this person has and trying to keep up with this person. Whatever it is that you don't like about this person, you're the one sitting there focused on it, trying to figure out what makes them tick because you want them to hurt, because for some reason you don't like something or whatever it is about them. Congratulations, you're wasting your time. You and everyone else is wasting your time, their time, entertaining someone. Because at this point, I find this shit funny. So we're gonna move to we're gonna move on to the verdict, right? Or the whatever the judge's decisions were. While she tried to lie to the judge already looked over my claim. That's why she had already issued me an emergency warrant for an order of protection. This dumb thought that the emergency warrant for an order of protection was a restraining order. A restraining order is you're not that dangerous. You just got to keep a certain amount of feet away. They told her don't come back to Evergreen Park. That means nowhere in Evergreen Park, in Oak Lawn, Chicago Ridge should she be in the surrounding suburbs because of where I have to go to school and where I live. If you were told to keep out from over here this way, anywhere in this neighborhood and surrounding neighborhoods, this is no longer a restraint order. An emergency warrant order of protection means that you are dangerous, you are hostile, and that they can arrest you because it's an emergency situation. Because you threatened me, you admit to wanting to kill me, you threatened to beat me, you show signs of psychopathy because you stalked me. And the whole time, the cops were watching her page and they were showing where she put up pictures of she's a crazy bitch as her background on Twitter. That wouldn't have helped her. If she would have gotten off and done something to me and had that picture up, she's so stupid, that would have been used against her and she probably would have gotten 20 years if she would have got off like she thought she was. Because the cops were waiting for her and ready for her because she thought she was going to get off. She even said once this case is dropped, I'm back on the business and I'm going to beat her ass. But there would have been no, but if I would have came up beat up, even if you would have had somebody jump me, you still would have gotten arrested. Because at this point in time, you were the only one that was considered of hostile risk towards me, to be a hostile risk to me or my livelihood. So you would have went to jail again, and you would have been in there for 20 years. There would have been no good behavior. A judge told you, and you went back and you violated what you were told the first time. And the Bridgeview Courthouse is a 99.9% lockup rate, so barely anyone gets off or gets a light sentence, just saying. So the fact that you just got that emergency warrant order protection, you are now, and you're a stalker. You are now labeled as a predator because you have a mugshot for stalking, harassing, and threatening. But mainly the stalker, being labeled as a stalker, that's not good. See, her and her friends were celebrating, ha ha ha. It's over because like a couple years later they ruled that the case was, she did the behavioral program and everything. Because I'm going to say this. At first, she didn't do it. When they told her to do the behavioral program. And she rejected the mental supervision like it was nothing wrong with her. But the thing is, what you did show signs, or what she did, sorry, I keep saying you like I'm talking to somebody. What she did show signs of mental behavior. That's what people don't get. That's why you got to watch what you do. You can't just, this is not the 90s. You can't just fight people because you don't like them. If you don't want to talk and talk it out like adults and agree to not fuck with that person anymore, then you just need to block that person because you don't like them. That's it. Or because, that's it. That's all. There's no point in taking it that far because you're black in America. Let's be real. I know what the Constitution says, but do you know what it says about native born and stuff? Even though we were born here, technically we're still not considered really real people. It even says if you are not Caucasian in the Constitution that you are not a citizen. You are not considered to be a native born citizen, even though we've been born here. So that's why the police and everything, they get away with things that they do. Know the laws, people. Jesus. Keep yourselves out of trouble. People were just like, celebrating with her, saying, when the case finally closed, or when it was done, because she did her completed. They're just like, oh, it's completely closed, blah, blah, blah. But guess what? Because of what's on her record, if she goes back to jail, see, jobs might not see it. It might not come to certain jobs. But if she's ever arrested again, that's it for her. That can be used against them. They say it's not supposed to, but really, let's be real. Black people in America, it can be used against you. So let's just stop. We know how this legal system goes. It's not fair for people of certain ethnic backgrounds, so it's just best for you to keep yourself out of trouble. You know, if I'm a coward, I'll be a coward. I got stuff to lose. I have businesses that I run, and I don't have time for this. You know, I've opened my own company. I don't have time for this nonsense. I don't have time to be... Nobody will want me to do a thing for their events, plan their events, nothing, if I get in that type of trouble. So I got something to lose, and I don't have time for that nonsense. And even if you don't own a business, I advise anyone who wants to do something with their life, go find a positive aspect. Stop focusing on trying to bring this person down, trying to say this about this person, what this person used to do, how you know what this, because you really don't know that person. You're just wasting your time on negative bullshit, causing problems, and start drama with people whose business is none of yours in the first fucking place. Well, you could be focusing on, what do I need to do to get there? If I feel that this person is living better than me, what can I do to fix myself so I don't feel intimidated, don't feel threatened, don't feel like I hate this person because of whatever? What do I need to do to fix myself? Hello? But yeah. Know the signs. Know all the signs. All the signs are there. Know how people talk to you. You know, you ladies know. Girl, you always wear them heels. Why you gotta look like this? You look like that. You wear this. Come on now. Know the signs. All the signs were there for me. And I just want people to pay attention. Like, this is my first story, so I might not have done the best. And maybe I might have hit certain points or certain things. But I just wanted you guys to know how quickly it escalated. And how quickly it went to the point where I had to go to court over a fucking Twitter argument. You know, I don't do that anymore. I'm 2 years away from 30, and I don't have time to argue with anybody over social media. It's stupid. It's not my cup of tea. But learn